Hey, I'm Patrick and I run Mitz Art. I just started this business less than a year ago. Gosh, less than a year. No, I've had it in my mind for a while, but I just started this business back in December. It's something I've had on my mind for a while. I just left my job in the military and I'm still looking for a job. It's kind of hard to start an art business and immediately start making money. That'd be really cool, but that's not where I'm at right now. So with my while I'm still looking for the job, I have this time, and I was like, well, might as well start an art business. So that's where we are. And today I want to share with you the art that I have available on my site right now. Okay, so the first one we have is Mitz. So this is the namesake of the brand. When I made Mitz, it was just kind of a whim. A lot of times when I make my art, here I'll actually pull it out. When I make my art, a lot of times when I make my art, I don't like to spend a lot of time on it. So typically it will take me anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes per piece. That's really how I like to do it. I don't like to spend a lot of time on it because honestly, I've been doing art for years, but when I've been making art, I haven't really given it a lot of thought in terms of making this business. I've just enjoyed doing it. It's purely been a hobby. It's something when I come home from work and I'm stressed and I want to take my mind off stuff, I grab my markers and I go make some art. This is kind of a good example of that. I just wanted to make something simple, and honestly when I made it at first I was like, I feel like I should add more, but man, I don't know, the colors of that, it's really bold, and I really love that about her. I get kind of lost looking at her, and obviously I love her so much that I've made her the brand logo for Mitz Art. I think she really stands for what I'm going for. She's very intensely colored, she's very graphic, she's simple, and she gives a feeling. So that's Mitz Art. And while I got her out, I'm going to go ahead and sign these and repackage them the way that you would get them as if you order them from me. So how this works when you order art from me, you get the print and it's going to be signed and dated on the back, and it's going to come with the business card. And each of these are individually packaged when they come to you. If you order a couple together, they'll come each individually wrapped, and that's how I send them out. So I'm going to go ahead and sign this one. Mitz. My signature. And these are all, it's February right now, February 1st, but I date all of these for December because that's when this collection was released and that's when these were all created. So it's not December right now, but I date all of these for December. No specific date, just December. And you may be wondering why I'm signing in pencil. So I'm kind of new to this in terms of signing my work. So what I've seen recommended is to sign in pencil because pencil does not fade over time, whereas ink from a pen, it can fade. Pencil is not going to fade. You know, if you think about it, it's kind of like dust, almost concentrated dust that you're putting on the back of a piece of paper. So unless it, got really damaged, soaked in water, it's not going to go away, the signature. So that's why it's in pencil. That. One of my really beautiful business cards. Oh my gosh, it's fun. It's fun. That's that. Alright. And that's Mitz, signed and ready to go. Okay, so this next one, French Jacket. Very similar to what I was talking about with Mitz. French Jacket is bold, graphic, but also shows a different side of my art that I really like to have. Is kind of a whimsical feeling. I hope that it's almost relaxing to look at her, and I hope it makes you curious about who is that girl. I kind of want to be this girl. She's so carefree. There's maybe a little bit of something happening with her chest area, but it's really not about that. It's not about her sexuality. It's about the fact that she's feeling so good in her skin, and that's what I really love about her. And she's just, can't go wrong with black and white, So let's go ahead and sign her as well. French Jacket. when I sign, my signature is PW. It's for my name, and so that's going on here, PW, December 2025. I can't believe it's 2026. Alright, so back in the packaging she goes. They all come with this foam board to keep them nice and sturdy. Business card. And French jacket is all set. Okay. What's the phrase? Manic pixie fever dream? Something like that? Oh my gosh, she's crazy. I don't know if you know the model Alex Consani, but I kind of imagine this image really gives Alex Consani energy. You know, I made this well before I'd ever even heard of Alex Consani, but she's just fun. You know, she's in these absurd pointy heels, this very fashionable avant-garde haircut, this coat that looks absolutely insane and like she barely fit through a doorway, and then, you know, just this kind of cartoony looking bag that implies she's clearly very rich. But you can feel the energy when you look at her, and she's called Late for a Date. Oh my gosh. I mean, just, you can feel the energy of her being like, taxi, taxi! That's what I feel like this is giving. And she's just colorful and fun. Yeah, Late for a Date. Business card. In the back. Party in the front. It's pretty lame, wasn't it? Okay, I'm going to actually present these next two together. So these are two color stories I did. And color studies I did. So I'm not a classically trained artist. I had never studied how to do art before, really. And a lot of what I learned in terms of technique is stuff I find from very fantastic YouTubers and, how they share their art, which I'm so grateful for all the teachers we have online. But this was me really just trying something out. When I start a piece, I don't normally go in with an idea of what I want to make. Normally I like to start with a bold color and also maybe a fun shape. But I also really like drawing people. I think people are the most interesting thing to draw. And, for this one, Color Study Cherry, I find her to be very magnetic. I find myself very drawn into her expression. She's not doing much, but there's this sense of ennui, this kind of boredom, this yearning, like, what is she thinking about, And I don't know, what do you think she's thinking about? I would love to hear what you think. But yeah, Color Study Cherry, and then similarly, Color Study Crystal. I sometimes also draw a lot of very androgynous people. You can't always tell if it's a guy or a girl. Originally I intended this to be a guy. And again, talking with my mom, who's one of my, I get a lot of amazing feedback from her. She's like, oh, I really like this woman. And I said, I honestly didn't intend for it to be a woman. But when I talk about art and when I talk about my art, I don't want to refute someone's perception of it. Your perception is yours, and that's what's beautiful about art. We can all have our own takeaway on what something is. So this is Color Study Cherry and Color Study Crystal. Let's get them signed. Crystal. Okay. You can see it on the back there. That's what it looks like. Okay, this next one, I love her so much. Hi Pony. Hi Pony has 5 sisters, actually. She is part of a series I did, but I didn't release any of her sisters in this collection. This is my first ever collection, it's my first time trying to run an art business, and I wasn't sure what people were going to want, and it also takes money to get prints ordered, and so I didn't want to go too big too fast. So I really hope in the future to release her again and with her sisters, but this is Hi Pony, and wow, she has confidence. I feel like she works at Wall Street, and you feel her coming along before you see her, like coming up from behind you, you just sense her, like the hair on the back of your neck sticks up because she's so confident, and you're like, I gotta get out of the way. So, High Pony. Okay. It's sealed up. Okay. I'll do that one last. This is Chapel. I don't think I had the best name for this one. Chapel. I call her Chapel because I think of an actual chapel when I look at that skirt. I think of the stained glass windows that really just capture light and bring light into spaces when I look at that skirt. And I think I was trying to combine a couple different things in this image. A Victorianness, this high English, clothing with the embroidery, but that hair doesn't really go with that time. It's this unbridled mane of hair flowing out behind her. She has jewelry on, fancy makeup, but also looking very cartoonish. And again, this absurd stained glass skirt. So I think I was trying to capture almost like the feeling you get from walking into a really old church in England, maybe. But she's very peaceful, and she's also very confident. And I really like how flat she is. If we compare her to like High Pony at least has some dimension. They're both obviously two-dimensional images, but Chapel is clearly a fully flat image, and it's just a different style. And I really love the colors in her. That blue, oh my gosh, I'm a sucker for a strong blue like that. So let's get her signed. Nice. The last one in this collection, in the beginning, Pink Tulle. So, like High Pony, Pink Tulle also has some sisters that were not released in this version. I think I may want to do her sisters soon-ish, because she and her sisters all have these very spring colors. One of her sisters is in this really bright canary yellow, and her other sister is in this kind of, not Kelly green, it's like a bluish minty green, but it's definitely green. It's not like Tiffany & Co. blue type, that color, if that makes sense. But Pink Tulle, oh my gosh, she's like a fairy princess. That giant ball gown, and I love her pose. She just looks so, not unbothered, relaxed. She looks calm, like a fairy alighting among the flowers sort of thing. Yeah, and I really love her. But I really love the colors on her, and she gives this sense of peace, and I hope that, if you choose to have her, you'll really feel that sense of peace as well. She's just very elegant, very Bridgerton as well. Not really the top, I guess. I don't think they would wear that top in Bridgerton, would they? Okay. So that's been it for this video. This is my collection that's out right now, In the Beginning. You can find all these prints available on my website, and thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed, watching me sign the prints. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about them and about my art, and I hope to talk with you soon. All right, bye.